Hello. It says it's spinning. It says I'm going live, and now I'm live. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Ginger Prime. If you're watching this later and the stream's offline, thanks for coming and checking out the live stream. I don't technically have a schedule for live streams, but we're just going to be hanging out playing some Final Fantasy today. With all of these, you can always feel free to ask me in live chat and or in the comments of this video or any of the guides if you have any questions about Final Fantasy XIV, whether you're a new player or a veteran player, it doesn't matter. But the chats, the streams are in what is called subscriber-only chat. That is different from if you're used to Twitch. That means you just need to hit the subscribe button. That's the free. That's basically the Twitch follow in order to get engaged with the live chat. Just like Mr. Here. Haters got destroyed saying he would hate the game and quit within a week. And he seems to be loving it. I was just lurking on his stream like a couple minutes ago. And he is having an absolute blast, asking all the right questions. I honestly was quite impressed with Final Fantasy XIV's numbers yesterday. And somebody might say, and then typical counter arguments are like, the numbers don't matter. It's like they're important. Exposure matters, especially in this new, in this whole new world. Greetings, programs. What's going on, Tarkoth? What's going on, Patrick? Brian is playing Final Fantasy XIV today. I am playing 14 today. And I'm actually working on my relic. A couple things that I have yet to do. In fact, if anybody wants to join in, let me know. I can open up Party Finder. Actually, I'll do Party Finder while I kind of warm up my vocals. We've been doing some 4th of July stuff with the kids today, so it's been a really heck of a good time. Let me just do a recruit members, and we'll just keep it at that. So if anybody wants to join, while y'all are doing, if anybody joins me in this case, I'm going to head out to, go to Raw Grocery. No, I'll go Idly Shire. Because I need to spend some of these poems. I've literally been sitting on Poetics forever. Sitting at cap. Wasting precious money. Wasting that money. So let's fix that. Let's fix that money drain, shall we? What's up, Exley Soul? How are you? Gashi, how's it going? My 40k was destroyed. And your 100k was double great for the game. Yay. I don't understand. So, okay. Yeah, so what we were talking about, I was like, easily it's going to do 100k. And like 220. Like the numbers on the video that I posted, like people keep saying that they saw it even higher. Brian, good name. And I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing real good. We got a couple errands to run out here while we're in Idly Shire. I've not been out here in quite a while. And then Con Carnage just streaming it too. It was so exciting to see. I never heard of Con Carnage yesterday, but then obviously people are being excited about them streaming it. Thanks guys for the likes. Thanks for hanging out here on a Sunday. Let's see here. Hand over journal. I did not complete anything. Receive a new journal. That way I can, if I get some inadvertent progress, I can make even more money or even more progress in that regards. Let's turn in some poems. And let's see here. What would be really good? Let's see here. I can fiber. I can hide. We'll grab a stack of hide. And we'll grab as much fiber as we can. Or the carbide. That looks like people use it. Let's grab that. Cool. Now I can actually start collecting poems again. We'll head back to Mist. Happy Independence Day for my American friends from Ireland. Well, hey, Oren. What's up, Luna? How are you doing today? It was good playing with you the other day. See, I think he's like 150 right now. I think he's, Asmon's easily at 150 right now. Which, dude, like, it's so freaking exciting to see. Man, what a bust. What a bust. People selling this super cheap. I'm gonna list it at 100. I'm not gonna sell that for anything less than that. I'll hold strong. I'll hold strong. Who's selling 325 high quality? Come on, guys. Oh man, like I'm gonna start market ranting. It's like, come on, like people will pay for the high quality. All right, either way. There we go. I'll put it at that. Blue Spirit ore, high quality. I'm putting it up for 400. What do we got? What do we got? Some high quality main. Let's see here. Got some high quality Vine log. Garbage cheap, man. Garbage cheap. Alright, let's see. Some high quality tiger skin. Why? Why would you do that? Why? It's like, take a second. Take a second. So, what's going on, Glaive? How are you doing today? The 14 stream, yeah, massive. 150K, like yesterday, it was in the 200s, like overall. Surpassing Fortnite, surpassing, obviously, like World of Warcraft. And I think that essentially just helps to kind of, like, show Final Fantasy XIV for what it is, giving people, like, reason that they can go and play it. And then for content creators who are like, well, I can't play another game because nobody will watch. It's like, now it's like, yeah, people will come to a Final Fantasy stream. You know? And it's like, excuse me. You know, that's still part of the thing, though. Like, why I think you see a lot of hesitation. It's like, well, my community's only like this. My community only wants me to, you know, talk about blah. And it's like, well, after enough time, I guess the community's like, you know what? Final Fantasy's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Oh man, I gotta look at all this stuff that is unsellable. And I just like, and all this stuff, man. Like, there's gonna be a reckoning. I'm gonna have to spend some time. I'm gonna have to spend some time clearing out inventory. I got at least a couple months before I have to worry about that, but it's still. Whoa, Brian, thank you so much. I got notifications on, perfect. Dropping a 5-spot saying, "Hey, first time watching the stream of yours. How did you get your inventory to look like that? Also, what are your thoughts on the Venat theories?" All right, let's dive into the inventory. Because I'd have to Google the Venat theories because I'm not necessarily apprised of what that means. So maybe you could educate me on that. I bet you'll say like 2 lines and I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about now. But all right, so character configuration, item settings, inventory interface. I say open all, and then retainer interface. I have it as expanded. So, like, if you wanted to switch that to normal and apply, and I pull up my inventory, you see how it's pretty much like this? So then I switch it to character configuration, open all, get all kinds of text. All right, let's see here. And now if I pull up my inventory, ba-bam. So hopefully that's a help. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate the support. All right, let's see here. There's been too many 14 streams lately. There's no such thing, Verisks. No such thing. There have been a really good new streamers starting up. That's actually one of the things that will be interesting to see in the long run, right? Because I would say as a 14 community, we love Sprouts. Like, we absolutely love Sprouts. And with that love, it comes that a lot of people can get spun up and can go into it, and then it's like, oh, once they're no longer a Sprout, it's like, oh, what happened? So I always just talk to like content creators, being like, just note, like, as a community, we are Sprout obsessed. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. We love watching people experience this story and experience the world and be like, and are drawn in. Just watching Asmon literally go and say like, what is that? Oh my gosh! Like, who is this guy? It's like, yeah, let's freaking go, man. But League of Legends isn't an MMO, but the team behind it is making an MMO. That's one of the things that when I was talking with Tyler, he was like, the most excited MMO he's excited for outside of Final Fantasy XI is the Riot MMORPG. So Patrick says, Brian, I hear you being excited for the devs and for the content space. I will just say, though, that I'm still 100% a member of the Soul Nation. Yeah. And don't care as much about the refugees. I think it's important to, I don't want to sit here and say that you absolutely have to be as excited as I am. This is the part of my brain that's kind of like a bit of the game theory kind of mindset. It's a bit of the content creation theory mindset. It's like, okay, like what kind of impact can this have? And we've theorized about this day for a long time. We've said that it just needs to happen. And Final Fantasy XIV has done the work, right? This isn't because of any content creator. This is because of Chris and I, or anybody else for that matter. Maybe Zeppel probably has definitely a better hand in all of this because of her relationship with Asmon. But beyond that aspect, like, this has been a long road coming. But the reason why it's here is because Yoshi P and his team have played the fundamentals so right. You know, they have literally just put the work in and delivered consistent quality updates. And updates that, if you look into the like veteran community base, some are received well and some aren't. But it's the fact that then they listen and engage. It's the fact that Yoshi P comes out on stage and apologizes for not being able to deliver an ultimate, right? And at the end of the day, it's like the community is like, yeah, we believe in Yoshi P. And Yoshi P, to like in his credit, talks about going and taking breaks, stepping away from the game. Don't let the frustration of not getting the thing that you want, like, sour your relationship with the game. Some people struggle with that relationship, right? Some people, you know, like, one of the things I've often said is, like, you know, I don't consider myself a Final Fantasy XIV content creator, but Final Fantasy XIV is by far my favorite game out there on the market. There's things that I want it to do, and I look at it from that you know, that love of the last 11 years. But I also consider myself a Phantasy Star creator. I also consider myself right now a New World creator. I'm very excited. I'm working on a video. Actually, I should have been working on a video today for that, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to relax. I'm going to play. I'm going to put myself in a queue. And if this doesn't pop off, I'll switch to White Mage. Because I was like, I want to make some progress on my tank mounts as well. So that's basically what I'm doing. I've been trying to work to create my own new goals. So I've got all the tank stuff, I believe, or at least the ones that I think that I'm close to getting done. You know, making good progress ultimately in this regards. So Tank You Dark Knight is about the dungeons, and the high-level duties is this. I don't know if the raids are going to count as high-level duties in this regards, but if I'm going to be running them anyway for the relic, might as well double or triple, try to multi-dip as much as absolutely humanly possible. So far, relics are slow. I have, like, if you guys, you know, I don't think I made a video about it, but I talked about it with Chris, like, on the live stream and on the Work to Game videos. But, like, I'm at, can y'all see this on the screen? Okay, good. It's there. So I've got 11 of the Rab memories, and I've got 9 of the Void Arc enemies, memories. So I'm supposed to get these both to 18, and then I got to do 5 DRs. And I'm actually really looking forward to getting back into the DR loop. And I think then I don't know what the step after that is. I've got to, honestly, I don't know. So I know I'm behind because this is this, but I thankfully don't have to do this step again, and I can continue to work on more of the relics themselves. So I probably need to push more forward and a little bit higher in that regards. And Brian dropping another 5-spot, dude. Thank you so much. Theory circulating that Venat, who supposedly was the heart of Heidelin, being a character and stuff in Endwalker, and the girl on the poster at the top. Venat. So that's... We're not Venat. Who are we? Asmon. Like, not Asmon, but... Theory circulating that Venat, who supposedly was the heart of Heidelin, being a character and stuff in Endwalker. Okay, yeah, and also the girl that we end up seeing... as some part in the story. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I would actually need to probably ping, like, Ethis, or I would need to talk to Anonymous before I start getting into those theories. But thank you, man, for both the 2 $5 super chats. It means a lot. You hope it's not Venat. It's just too obvious. Let her try and keep the spoiler free if possible, though. It's Zandor 30x6. Zadnor 30x6. Well, that's fine. I don't mind. I actually have not touched Zandor at all. You finally, and then Gossi says, finally hit Black Mage to 50 last night. It's your first job only. And taking advice from getting flying before trying out the new jobs. And thanks for that. Good. Yeah, once you have flying unlocked, it ends up being a huge game changer for just your experience with the game itself. So just it's hard not to sit here because I see when I see people get stuck in the 30s and then they'll just go get another job and just go get another job and just go get another job and then they quit. I'm like, oh man, just push it a little further, because if you do want to play multiple job, on your character, it ends up being such a great assistance to be able to fly to all the different beast tribe stuff, to fly around and just really help kind of your experience with ARR ease into it a little bit easier. Let's see here. 30 common and 30 rare in the Z1, Z2, and Z3 is what I have to do, I guess, after this next step. That's good. We are the warriors of Asmon. So here, yeah, she was in the trailer. Why on YouTube today? I stream primarily on YouTube. If I was on a schedule, so if I was literally saying, all right, I'm going to stream at this time on this date, I'd be on Twitch. Twitch is great for the schedule, but for me, in this case, just to kind of sit back and say, all right, I'm going to be live for an hour and just kind of hang out and run a piece of content or two, it ends up being a lot better for me on YouTube right now. Especially this also gives Chris, like if Chris was going to go live or do anything. We're probably going to stream, dual stream tomorrow on the 4th of July. So that's going to be, playing, how it goes. We're going to try to maybe work on some more My Relic and do some more things that gets Chris experience, and maybe do some deep dungeon and who knows what else. It's going to be a good fun day. Faye, don't be digging up Olna. Can't change to say. So Fable says, I kind of hate seeing people bend over backwards to accommodate Asmon, especially after all the transphobic tweets coming in light and stuff. I don't think we should really want those kinds of people in Final Fantasy XIV. I think essentially if we're going to practice, what we preach, we have to let everybody in. Gatekeeping and censorship isn't anybody's friend, no matter what line of any sand that you fall in on. Because that's a slippery slope. It gets really like, okay, you said this one thing, and this goes again. Like this is like if you think about it outside of that mindset, we take the transphobic mindset out of it and just say like, oh, you were pro trans people. Boom. It's like it's so easy to sit here and have that. I always kind of view this as a pendulum, and when people start swinging wide and with censorship, it's a slip. Like it's something that just I think hits people right in the face. But I'm not going to get political on this. Let's see here. How and when do you get to Ishgard? Oh yeah. So Darude Boy Gaming. Ishgard is a part of the story. So we just while we're sitting here waiting in queue, we go to New Game Plus. Somewhere in my list, there it is. So Ishgard unlocks as soon as you get in Heavensward. That means you do A Realm Reborn Part 1 through 6. So you finish the game, you finish the extra patch stuff, and it leads you in, but you have to do the story to get to Ishgard. The story will take you into Ishgard. There's no zone into it, because from the narrative perspective, they're all off in isolation right now by themselves. Let's see here. Yeah, and the chat's answering that question. Good. Woohoo! Commence. Today is the 4th of July, Colin. How are you doing? And I don't have work tomorrow, which is great. So I'm thrilled. Oh, I'm not even broadcasting desktop audio. No one even said that. It's like I'm just sitting here just talking, and we don't even have the wonderful in-game music playing. You guys got to help me out. You guys need to help me out with that. May the 4th be with you. What's up, Sorik? Or I should read the whole thing. Sorik Kingdom. I just got this weapon last night. Check that out. Look how good that is. Whoop. Love it. Love it. And Aaron, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Welcome to the Soul Nation here on YouTube. Yeah, that's actually one of the coolest things that YouTube finally added. I've been advocating for it. So the YouTube subscribe is follow. I wish all of them would get their ducks in a row in terms of naming, because I don't want anybody to sit here and see the stream and be like, subscriber only chat. You mean I have to pay to talk? No, not at all. You just have to hit subscribe and then you're good to go. And I think that will be something that's learned, but it was just finally added after I don't know, it seems years. Because the only options they had were member only chat. And I was like, no, I don't want people to have to pay. And then at the same time, I don't want anybody just coming in here and being like a complete, you know, jerk. I don't even watch his videos. I'm just gonna come in here and yell at him. It's like, okay, thanks for that. For some reason, I was thinking I was a white mage again. I should probably. I'll just grit in case I end up getting hate. Hey, you're a 3-week-old player, guys. Welcome, Aaron. Welcome, Aaron, to Final Fantasy XIV. Let's get some love in chat. Let's get some love in chat. That's awesome, dude. Dude, I'm happy for you. Hopefully, how you liking the game? You've been doing it for 3 weeks. What you been playing? You got a favorite job yet? You doing anything cool? Got any questions? Get out of here, Bubble. Oh god, are we gonna make this one? I don't think we're gonna do it, guys. Come on, come on, come on. No! Only so much we can do. Oh man, dude, like typically Final Fantasy XI has done okay because like when you look at WoW though, like it's more that it's not necessarily about the game, it's usually just about the person. So like WoW has really done like well in terms of numbers, but like even within Destiny, like there was even some like drama or something like that with the with Destiny as a game because I think there were a lot of like fake viewers. Like I don't know if that's a y'all have thought about that or heard about that, but like some numbers apparently have like drastically dropped, and it's not like anything changed. It was just like I don't know, maybe somebody was buying viewers or buying something like that, which I've heard of creators do that. I've heard of that, you know, and like I've even heard some people like advise that that's how you get started. It's like you got to buy your subs. It's like no, you don't. That just seems like a short and expensive experiment. But with this, it looks like, you know, yeah, maybe there's some... I honestly, I think if anything else, this is going to ultimately help increase a massive amount of interest in the game. More eyes, more people checking it out, removing the stigma. Final Fantasy XIV, I would not classify as an anime-based MMORPG. That would be something more like Blue Protocol, maybe fantasy, like Phantasy Star. I would classify those in the anime category. Final Fantasy's like has some anime elements, but at the end of the day, like I wouldn't sit here and say like, yep, anime. I haven't done Dark Knight in forever. I was just doing it this on Friday. We did it. So honestly, this coming Friday depends if my kids go to sleep again. Like honestly, that's what I was talking with some of the guys about. It's like, hey, why stream here? It's like, I never know if I get to. I don't know how long I can. So, whenever I can come back up with a consistent schedule to stream, that's when I'll be on Twitch. Because it's like, outside of that, it's like, all right, I'm live, guys. I'm hanging out until I'm not. Until I'm not. Where's the red joke? There he is. Ah ha ha. Double fake. David, what's up, doing? Saying greetings. I'm new to Final Fantasy XIV. Just made it to 50 with your Paladin. Congratulations, David, on that progress, man. Guys, get some love in chat for David, please. See here. Stuck on what to do next. Continue to level. Or start to work on other jobs. Do you have your flying unlocked, David? Because you also have the ability now. Like, as you kind of get to a certain part, you ultimately unlock a few new jobs, right? So, like, if you're going to say, I'm thinking about switching to Samurai or Red Mage, or I'm thinking about switching to Dark Knight, Astrologian, Machinist, like, all of those jobs right there, well, heck, even if you have to be 60 for the next phase, but you automatically have those. So you're not actually losing leveling progress and progress within the game. And guys, if I miss a comment, oh god, I gotta move. If I miss a comment, just always be sure to just tag it Ginger Prime. That way I make sure that I see it. And I don't leave you hanging. Especially as I, try to somewhat be a reasonable tank, and not, like, get everybody killed. I don't know, maybe that'd be funny. Sounds kind of like a jerk thing to do. Watch me give advice to new players and then not follow said advice. The hypocrisy stream. One of the things you see me do, and it's like this is just something you got to practice on, you can always be putting out some kind of damage, right? Like if I'm running away, every class has the ability to put out, every job has the ability to put out some damage. And if you can get yourself into the habit of that practice, then if nothing else, you're going to have damage going out. Whether it's like, I wouldn't do it to the detriment of like, hey, I'm right up next to him. Let me like hurt my damage that way. But it's that, try to get in the habit of always being casting. That's something I'm personally working on. And I'm getting decent at it. Like there's been times where it's like I'm in the 90th percentile. It's like, dadgummit, I'm getting close. Simon says, good afternoon. I'm a returning player. Just played on the PS3 with ARR, I'm assuming. Welcome back. And he only got to level 20 back then, but recently returned to PC about 3 weeks ago. I'm having fun this time around. Dude, welcome back to the game. And if you're playing on PC, like, yeah, there's a big difference between PS3 and this, but it's great that you can still play this game on console. Like, my biggest sadness right now is still no Xbox support, but one of these days, Alice. One of these days. Let's get the heck out of Dodge. Gazi saying, what are the ones at the start if you can think of them off the top of your head? Mine doesn't start at some at 30. So the ones that start at 30 are Astrologian, Dark Knight, and Machinist. But you have to get into Heaven's Word to unlock those. Afterwards, they remove that that story requirement. So you only have to hit the level. So once you're at 50, though, if you have Stormblood, you can actually take on Samurai and Red Mage and just shift over from whatever you're playing without losing a drop of progress. Then 60s is Dancer and Gunbreaker. And then Endwalker is going to be, Reaper and Sage at 7. It's starting at 70. That healer went down. Come on, Brian. Let's get him. Yeah. Every class but Monk. Monk has a ranged, right? Like they have a chakra. I can't pull it up from here. So Felix says, I started playing 3 weeks ago as Paladin at level 56. Should I just continue to 80 or change to another class? Are you having fun? If you're having fun, keep going down the storyline. Because that's going to be the big gate. You're going to have all kinds of great stuff that you can use and unlock and play. Especially with a job at Cap. But if you're curious, you've really kind of, like, if you've got Heaven's Word unlocked, you've really made a good amount of progress. Let's not sit here and say you have to keep going. So if you're like, if you feel the itch to try something out, I think you're in a safe enough place to do so. If you've got flying unlocked, if you got some of those other jobs unlocked, you're definitely in a better place than most because you're not stuck in the 30s. But there's definitely going to be, there's definitely going to be some fun to be had by like getting into Shadowbringers areas and getting all this other stuff going. So, I'm not trying to sit here and tiptoe around the answer because honestly, there's just who are you as a gamer, right? Like, what are you feeling? And honestly, try to listen to that over some guy who's played this game too long. So gathering and crafting is a great time to start, especially once you have flying unlocked, because you're gonna have such a better and faster experience with it. Because crafting and gathering, it gets so much easier once you're 50 and up. Like, it gets to that tier because you have less running around to do. So ARR becomes so much easier. 1 to 50 becomes so much easier with flying unlocked. So yeah, like absolutely, I would say that once you get into Heaven's Word, it's a perfect time to do that because then you could start taking advantage of, like if you really start enjoying the crafting and gathering system, you end up having the rebuilding of Ishgard kind of piece of content, the celebration of Ishgard now that you can use to really help level it up as well. What's up, Sharon? How you doing today? If your meter's built up for Monk, you can do ranged. Interesting. I thought I was doing ranged on Monk. It's been a long time since I touched Monk, so there you go. What's up, sweetheart? No, you can go up here. Can you open the gate? Okay. Then you can go downstairs, but then come back upstairs and lay down. What's going on, Wes? How you doing today? Happy 4th, everybody. Even if you're not here in the USA, happy 4th. All right, Alliance random stream connection playing together. I even had a party finder up. So I'm just trying to get as many of these things knocked out. Gonna play some tomorrow with Chris, too, by the way. Dude, I'm doing good. We took the kids swimming all day yesterday. Got home late. I was more worn out. They seem to have some kind of unknown energy. I don't know where they get it from. And then today we went to a parade. And then we came back home and got all the kids fed. And then it was like, yep, I think everybody's ready for a nap. So at the end of the day, it's been good. It's been a really good day. Dude, that they do, man. They have that bounce back energy. Let's cross that gap. Oh god. I did not know that, Gazi, that children siphon their energy from the adults. It's all making sense now. It all makes so much sense now. Oh, he's down before the walls had a chance to solidify. Yeah, so for finishing ARR, flying automatically unlocks. No compass, no points to find. So it literally is just like, thanks for playing, here you go. But it is still like that requirement for the other zones. Which I honestly really enjoy that, especially when the game comes out, finding the different points, unlocking, doing the quests. It always feels really good, in my opinion. Yeah, like if you do it while you're like leveling and stuff like that, I always just felt like it was like a really good balance because, in a way, in my mind, it was like, yeah, you kind of finish the story of the zone, and then beyond the story of the zone, you just do these side quests and you find the different areas, and yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. I'm held in place. Let's go. Come on. There we go. What's up, Beastly? Why am I not hitting him? Are we getting some lags? No one's moving. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I lagging out? No, like, they're saying the stream's being good. Alright, well, we will see what happens. Where's my... Oh, there we go. System finally caught up with itself. That was funny. It's like in all the effects. Yeah. Do I have the clip button yet? Like, does anybody like if you're watching the stream, is the little scissors thing for clips showing up? If so, somebody clip that for me. I would love love that as a highlight. Oh god, let's move. And if not, I don't know why. Let's see here. Everybody get these dark circles. Okay. Okay. I thought we got him. Alright. It is what it is. In WoW? Oh. And definitely having some lag issues. Looks like my connection is doing fine. Maybe it's just the servers. Oh boy, there is some server lag today. Toxic Dave, thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Welcome Brett as well. Tina, thank y'all so much for hitting that subscribe button over here on Ginger Prime. If you guys if there's anybody here hanging out, lurking in the stream, and they haven't hit subscribe yet, it is free to do so. I wish that they would sync up their naming convention, what they have with Twitch. That would be preferred, but it is what it is. No! Alright, let's see if we can get back on. Yeah, I know. Are you sure you... Let's see here. Character selection was not properly logged out or is currently logged into another client. Logging out. Please wait to log in again. Alright. WoW continues to have like these waves of refugees, right? Like it's just like, okay, because Ebola seemed to be what she self-described as kind of like the first wave of the WoW refugee. Then we've had another wave. That would be the BFA wave. And then we had a third wave, which is essentially the Shadowlands wave. And, yeah, like, it's going to be interesting to see what it is. Geek Gamma, thanks so much for hitting that $1 a month Wyvern Club. Thanks for joining as a Tier 1 member of the Soul Nation. Enjoy your emotes. Appreciate the support, man. Appreciate that support. I've been trying to, like, I'm not there yet because I think I think you're member 34. Yay. Trying to take the money I make off of membership and eventually give myself enough time to help. Actually, I've been looking for another dev to hire to help me actually release my game, to get it out into the world. I don't think it's gonna be a great game, but it's like I just have to, like, I did it. I've made a few games in my time. And then I want to sit here and just self-publish. Just want to put my own game out there, and hopefully, you know, make somebody smile with it. I think I have a really unique idea, as probably everybody thinks they do, right? But your $1 a month support is massive, man. Appreciate it. Maggots.
You do not belong in my world. Step into nothing.
Step into nothing.
I am the lies upon
which you sup. Oh, dude, like, this is what made, like, Omega such, not such a disappointment, but what made this raid just better than Omega is that, like, whether Eden is voiced, this raid was voiced, but Omega wasn't. And it was like, man, how cool would that be? How cool would that be?
You are the blood to stain the circle.
Oh, thanks, Sharon. I appreciate that. And hopefully, like, y'all feel like you can, like, on, I'm honestly wanting to do that again. Like, and Fridays might be the night. Friday night might just be the night in which that it's like hanging out on here on YouTube. So hopefully y'all feel like you can always just jump in and join in on those. So I want just kind of like a bunch of friends hanging out and just having fun. Okay, so they're lying. He says, "Don't look at me," and I was like, "You are a liar."
The world has no place for such wretches.
Hey, what's up, Annie?
To life is forfeit.
Okay, go ahead and sleep upstairs for a little bit. You wonder what kind of game it is? Well, ultimately, if it's successful, it will be a really big RPG. But essentially, like, I'd like to build out a franchise. So it would be an RPG. I've toyed with, depending on, I guess, what I can end up affording in terms of development, which right now is nothing, but is either having it being kind of like a semi-tactical RPG, or end up, I also like the idea of a side-scrolling beat-em-up. And then it has a unique system to it that I think a lot of people would hopefully enjoy. But who knows? Like, you know, again, you know, could be all up here like, this would be great, and everybody's like, that sucks, Brian. And then I go, at least I released a game. Dude, this music's so good. Yeah, the Omega lacked voice, and so then all the trials and the Evil East raid all had voice, and so it just kind of made when, like, Kefka laughed as a part of that. So I was like, okay, we have that, but it was like, man, how cool would it be to have somebody just talking and taunting you or something of that nature, and it never did. And then Eden does now, right? And so even in an Endwalker, Yoshi P's already talking about more voiced, more, you know, more. And I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy that. And Chris of Mac. Thanks so much for hitting that subscribe button, and welcome to the Soul Nation. It's fun to be able to welcome you guys in real time. It makes a huge difference. I think essentially that's one of the things that throws you off as a new player. Like, I see a lot of people like, oh, like it's random voiced. It's like they get more and more and more voiced as things go on. Oh, I thought I rolled on that. Oh. Pass. There we go. My bad. Hey, what's going on, Masuni? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for... I see your comments all the time, so I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. All right. Let's see if that counted towards my tanking progress. Ooh, there we go. I like this big paydays. All right, let's see here. Achievements. Watch list. No, it didn't count on that one. I think it counted on this. Complete 50 dungeons. Extreme Trials, level 61 and above. Unreal Trials, level 50-67. Duty Roulette. Dungeons, Dark Knight. Each roulette contains... okay. We'll just keep... Let me open up Party Finder. Okay, Party Finder is up if anybody wants to jump in. Got to be on Aether. And then hopefully we'll hear more about Data Center Visit this Friday. So if you guys aren't aware, Friday night, where I was just talking about streaming, like we'll have the live letter we'll cover, and who knows, maybe I'll play some after that. It all depends on how it goes. You're disappointed Asmongold didn't give Valderon a pirate accent? Whew. You just moved from Aether? Ditsy. No. So Coral says, hey Brian, WoW refugee who literally just started playing this week. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, Coral. Your videos have been really helpful. Thanks for the comment. It's really high praise. Welcome. One of the things I'm also, like, I've talked to a couple of other WoW refugees, and it's like, it's been really painful for them to leave World of Warcraft, so I don't know where you fall on that, but let me just kind of say, heartfelt, I'm sorry that, like, that's going on with WoW. I really am, legitimately. I've always preferred 14. I've always preferred Final Fantasy. But a lot of people describe, like, what's happening with WoW is it's a divorce. You've poured in 12, 13, 14, 15 years with that game, and it's just not the same. And I've got different theories as to why, but maybe I'll make a video about it this week just so I can get some people coming in and be like, that's not the only problem, Brian. It's like, I'm never saying it's the one. I don't think there's one problem. It's a series of problems. But I'm glad that, thank you. I'm glad that I've been able to help your transition to Final Fantasy in some way. Hopefully you continue to enjoy the game and get something beautiful out of it. What's going on, Orbo? Oh, we might be ending stream, boys. All right, we got a little bit more time. Time extension. All right, let's. No one is game or needs to run. Let me go ahead and just put myself in a duty finder. Oh, I don't want that one. I want this one. All right, cool. Here we go. All right. 11 minutes. White mage. There we go. There we go. That's a better queue time. That's a better queue time. Hey, okay, Just Dusk. Gotcha. Thank you so much for the translation. So you actually took off from BFA. So have you been, like, I guess, what brought you then to 14? If it was not BFA, especially if it's just recently, like, I guess took off from MMOs in general. Was one of the server, but yes, damage is done. Got to talk to a few Cactar players last night, and they are laughing about it. I'm missing what conversation's happening there. Asmongold killed Limza on the shard for 4 hours. So glad you moved. Okay, I see what you guys are talking about. Yeah, not just with watching, but like a lot of people making characters. I think it's been kind of chaotic. He is on Aether, so in this case, it's like, yep. But people say a lot of streamers, a lot of people play on Aether, and I guess like, I guess that's how it is. Hey, Miri. Good afternoon to you. The you're on Ragnarok, and some of the wait times are quote unquote fun. So far, like, it's been really great and refreshing to see a queue time on the game just at any point in time during the day. So the servers have been filled up. I think a lot of people are really having a good time with Final Fantasy right now. So your brother started playing Final Fantasy XIV and got you in. Okay. Tip of the hat to your brother. You thought you broke in the habit. You don't really break the habit. I've often thought of it like, what's your home MMO? Like, you have an MMO that it's kind of your home. It's your roots. It's what your base is. And I think that's what I'm seeing with, like, there's the WoW Refugee, but there's also just like people like, you go and you play other games, but there's the game that like, oh, it's a patch day or it's this. I'm there for that. So one of the interesting things about with Chris right now is that he didn't play 9.1, and he really didn't play BFA. He's just kind of playing all the back end stuff, you know. And it's like, it's just kind of watching him slowly come to the realization, like I think that a lot of people have, but. He's got that nostalgia. that nostalgia gets that hooks in you, man, and it's hard to let go. You gotta pull away hard. So the agenda today is just literally stream and hang out, talk to you guys for a little bit. I think my wife said I have till 2:30. Sometimes that could be a real thing. Sometimes it could be much sooner. So honestly, I'm just kind of chipping away a little bit at a couple of runs on the relic step. So I've got 12 rab runs, so I need 18, so only 6 more rabbies, and then I've got 9 voids done, so I need 11 more void arcs to run, and then I can move on to the next step. So here's another rab to check off the old list here. So that's essentially kind of the plan. Just I was like, you know what, I'll come hang out. I've been I went and took the kids swimming all day, and they were supposedly all napping, but I think that's kind of flown the coop. And so we've got mass at 4 o'clock, so I'll be down at 2:30. We'll help the kids get ready, get cleaned up. We'll go to mass. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes when we go to mass in the afternoons, it's a hard thing to do with the army, or what my mother-in-law calls the mob, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the plan. And then tonight it's date night with Julie, so I'm gonna be hanging out. Her and I are gonna either do some steak, or like we have what else we have. There was another food option that she put out there, so we'll either cook some steak or we'll cook something else and have that, and we might watch a movie. We might play some Peggle. We might play some Guild Wars, but yeah, just kind of hang out and spend some time with Julie. Let's see here. Also, can I join you for the raids? Yes, I had the party finder up a minute ago, so if there's enough time, do we get another run after this? I've been opening up Party Finder in between the different runs. So Ginger Prime, how much do you think you spoil for yourself if you watch the full Endwalker trailer and that started wanting you to play? That's what started you wanting to play the story. I don't think it really spoils. The trailers are hype. They're not really tied to the story, and they will reference like story elements, right? Like we're going to the moon and da 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 da, you know. But you're able to easily, I think, watch the trailers and not have it spoiled for you, because they're not, you know, they're not canon. You know, somebody with 5 daughters, they call them the Horde. Yeah, we have friends up at church. They have 5 daughters as well. So we're in good company. So we got 3 and 2. So we got 3. I have 3 girls and 2 boys. Yeah, like the thing is that the concept of spoilers, especially in some categories, not everyone, you know, but sometimes like the only way you know it's a spoiler is if you know the story. Somebody who does not know the story would not necessarily equate it to being a spoiler. So there's a kind of, you know, and there's obviously that's going to vary, you know, piece by piece. Well, yeah, and the Heavensward trailer does come with the spoiler warning. You're absolutely right, because it plays into some of the final events into ARR. I think after that they shifted, right? After that, that's where it's like, okay, we gotta. Oh, let's get this. No, I got frozen. Ah. Yeah, if we have one more child, then yeah, we could do 8-man raids. I got my own raid team ready to rock and roll. So close. I guess I missed your message, Ryan. I apologize. If you if I don't answer a question or say a comment, you guys, you know, feel free to always double post. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. You can always just tag at Ginger Prime, and it shows up a little highlighted for me in that regards. It just makes it a little bit easier to stand out. Sometimes like y'all just end up chatting between each other, and then as I'm playing and kind of lurking over, I wouldn't say I'm pro streamer. Like I don't even know how Asmon does it, right? Like with all the stuff that's just going off, like you find a theme and you stick it and you pick the theme, maybe. Gassi says, well, it was I was just wondering because I am one of those people that have theories about what you played and who wasn't in the trailer and who was. Like one thing you notice, yeah. So just note that, yeah, you just I wouldn't worry about it. The trailer is hopefully going to help bring people and get people excited and go that way. Yeah, I like the way they do it. I absolutely like the way they handle the trailers. Yeah, Ryan, if you wouldn't mind, I don't have the ability to scroll up right now. Like, feel free to repost. I apologize for missing it. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I told Julia, I was like, you know, if she said that she wanted to have another baby, like if we wanted to go to 6, I wouldn't tell her no. But I think for the most part, right now I think we're pretty good. Okay, no worries. I just, yeah, I don't want anybody ever to feel like that I'm not seeing their comments. Alright, see what happens. Where am I running? Yeah, I'm glad I didn't run that way. Oh, the music in that trailer is amazing. Absolutely amazing. 100%. It is dadgum near frustrating when we don't get a freaking nomination for Game of the... Like, music in that regards. One more, and Brian, you'll have to convert to Catholicism. I am a practicing Catholic. In fact, I almost went and became a priest. I typically get, like, when people see the family size, they're like, you're either Catholic or Mormon. I'm like, all right, you got one, 50%, 50 cents shot, 50 cent. Flip a coin. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, you just wonder what I was doing today? So, namely grinding as many of these runs of the raids that I can. So I can get the relic, the pieces, so that I can hopefully get moved into the next step of the relic. I'm not going to finish it today because, like, typically I might get an hour or two to play video games, you know, on a given day. Sometimes I get more, and if it was going to be something scheduled, then I'd be over on Twitch. But it was like, literally, it was like, oh, I can stream? Great, let's go. Let's go. Uh-oh. Get across, get across, get across. Oh, yeah, somebody ran the wrong way. Probably should start healing now. Oh god, no, you're down. Ginger Priest Gaming. Ah, ah, ah. Oh man, I'm wondering if we're gonna see anything kind of pay off with her eyes. You know, because it's like we've been warned, we've kind of seen that tease coming for a while. So I wonder if that's gonna become anything. Oh my gosh, ouch. And she's twice gone into and used flow. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see how this plays out. Like, there's so many little, like, moments. So many little of these moments. When, like, I've asked, it's like, do these memories come from Zandalore at all? Because if so, then I'll happily go do Zandalore. But what somebody said is that you can only get them through the Fates, or you can do them as a part of the step. Like, there's other steps for the relic that require Zandalore, and that I totally understand, right? Zandra and Fox Baroxo, thanks so much for hitting the subscribe button. Welcome to the Soul Nation. Oh god, I can't rescue you. Yeah, I'm the step. Well, I mean, I could go to Zandalore because I've done everything, but this is the, like, the 18 relic run thing that, you know, it's not, it doesn't repeat itself. Like, this is the one that it's like, okay, you do this, and then after this, like, it's not, this isn't a repeated step. This is just like kind of a 1-2 step. So the 30% ring and ear, that's good. You have the food buff. Free company buff would be one that you can grab. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of any additional just natural buffs that you can give yourself. You have the armory buff, so as long as you have a job that's higher than you, then you're getting an additional boost there. I have a video out on this. I went over every little possible thing. There might be a buff that you get from squadrons that you can apply, but I don't know if that overrides your free company one. You're not a fan of the Stormblood Fate Farm? That's something, because like the drop rate is like 20% or something like that, so it's like some nuts. You risk 14 rain good on your Mac? I don't know what the people were saying about the M1s, but yeah, I wish that too. I wish they would just add 14 to like Stadia and GeForce Now. Like, that would be such a nice thing to have, personally speaking. Happy to help. Yeah, it's the complete leveling guide, which I go like over like everything in this game that's going to get you experience. Well, and that's the next question is, when's 9.2? If 9.1 doesn't solve the problem and everybody's just even more upset, when's 9.2? Because they waited a long time for 9.1, which no matter what, it doesn't matter what they say, people are going to ultimately still think, like, man, they're putting so much time into this, it's going to be great. Yeah, Stadia would be perfect for this game. GeForce Now too, like I like how Guild Wars 2 runs on GeForce Now. But man, I tell you, it'd be just great just to be like, bloop, let's go. When you like, and that's where I was like, I've been playing on the xCloud because they added that now, finally, which is great. And so I'm playing in the browser and I'm like, okay, this is nice. It's nice when you're not sitting here like, all right, I got to do updates, right? Because that just kind of, for me as an adult, like that kills my want to game at all. Like, all right, cool, gotta go. So honestly, I'm really excited for Sage. I think I'm going to play Reaper first through the story, and then I'm going to play Sage. And then after those two are leveled, then I'm going to do what my normal voting, kind of system is with the channel, and have you guys help me. Kind of what I'm going to do though is focus in on roles. So I'll do Reaper and Sage. Then from leveling perspective, I'll put out a poll. And so let's say I put White Mage, Dark Knight, and Samurai and Black Mage or something on there, or Summoner. Probably you would put up Summoner Scholar. That way it's like I kind of get 2 for 1. Assuming that they don't split them out completely in 6.0. Then what I'll do is I'll stick with a role. So let's say you guys voted White Mage. Okay, cool. Then what I would do is that I would say, okay, I'm going to finish off Scholar and Astrologian, and then all the healing would be done, and then I'll say, okay, put out a new poll. I'll probably do polls within it, like if there's especially more than one job. So it's like, okay, now do you want me to do, Astrologian, or do you want me to do, Scholar or something like that, and let you guys kind of pick, and then I'll level that up. But then once the role is done, then more jobs from other roles will come into play, and we'll just get things knocked out. And if we end up getting a melee job first, that'll be a very unique thing, and I'll work on getting those done first, and maybe that'll be kind of good. Swallow the frog, as they say. Yeah, Astrologian, I don't think it's a rumor patriarch. I think it's literally what they're doing. White Mage and Astro are going to be the Pures, Scholar, and Sage are going to be the Shield. That sucked. Fox says, I mainly an RPG focus interns of MMOs, which is why 14 Switch feels so good thus far after BFA and Shadowlands. I think one of the things that kind of was off-putting about me when I tested and played Shadowlands was the fact that it was like, okay, here's the story. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of starting here. And then it was so lonely. It was so lonely. And I was like, gosh, I don't know. Like, my MMO experience doesn't feel good when I'm playing it and I never see another soul in the world at all. And and I was like, there's something wrong here. And it's like, and I think it's that they've been adapting some of these things, but 14 from its core starts off with that story. So you're like, like what Jesse Cox, I don't know if he stole it from me, but I know I've been the one calling it an RPG MMO for a long time. I can't seem to locate most of the slick glamour plates or pieces. If you had to pick a place for someone to get them, I know they're all over, where would they be? And yeah, I bet his card feels empty right now. Oh, I should probably get into one of these walls. I honestly would just direct you to the market board, because most of the stuff, I believe, is crafted, right? I mean, if it's like a specific set, like that would probably be a little bit easier to direct you on. Yeah, if you have that link for Zepla's glamour locations, feel free to drop it. The Eorzea collection? Nice. Right, it doesn't phase. So, like, you will still see them running around. Like, they'll do instant stuff. Dadgummit. Got a bone stack. Oh god. The token is worth 200 gold now. Say, with all the new store mounts on sales and all the crap, it feels like... Oh, yeah. Like, and that's where it's like, I don't like that even 14 has a cash shop, but I get it, right? I get that it does. Yeah. Just... Yeah, the subscription-based MMO was not the winning model. Yeah, it phases the NPCs. So you're like, oh, that guy's talking to nobody. Like, oh, that's what you think. I think that essentially where that's like if it was happening in a mall, like that's where you can be like, all right, like be a decent human being and stop bugging me. I'm just trying to go to the mall. And if people are bugging him, like he has the feature of the GMs, and for a video game, yeah, like he is a celebrity, right? In the video game space, he's also kind of like the last big remaining hold for World of Warcraft. And if he's like says like, yeah, I'm really having fun with Final Fantasy, and keeps playing it, like that's going to be good for him. It's going to be good for the game, and hopefully, we see that WoW can get better because of it. But I honestly still think that WoW needs a new Genesis kind of moment. Like, don't sit here and have to worry about the decisions that people made 15 years ago, 14 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, what would be a really fun game for people to play today? And then do that. And then don't turn off the server, because they had to do all that work to bring back Classic. Just like literally, chapter it, right?
I am the truth from which you run.
From which you run.
You will be judged.
Well, it'll be interesting for WoW because, like from what I've read and what I've heard, I haven't heard this directly, but it's like essentially like where the WoW guys were like, yeah, Asmon, get out, like we don't care, and it's like, yeah, I don't blame them for having that mindset either, but like if all of a sudden it's like, oh, that really has impacted us, like, oh wow, like streamers like have a real value. Square Enix just recently valued multiple streamers, and they gave them a huge shout out. They gave them a huge gift. And that's awesome. Like I literally think that's something very cool. The problem is that when it comes down to like who wasn't, and then other people who didn't get selected, it's like, why? Like, what was there a test? But regardless of that, like, it's still a freaking cool thing. Like to understand that relationship. There's some people, and I see them in the YouTube comments, who don't understand the relationship of content creation. And it's like, okay, like that. I'm not sitting here telling you got to change, and you have to all of a sudden. It's like, yep, you don't. That's the beauty of it. It's like this. It's like if it's authentic, I think gamers love that. I think gamers love authentic people, and that's one of the coolest things that content creation offers. It gives us the ability to share the stuff we're passionate about, and all of us and other people who might be passionate too can find it. Then ends up being like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually benefiting the game that I love. I literally am helping Final Fantasy because people are able to come and play it, and then they might fall in love with it, and that's awesome. Because then I benefit because I get more content in the game. They can do more in the game. The devs get to, like they get to succeed and win, and it's like this really cool thing. And then yet you see people who don't understand it, and this is like that one guy who used to work at Google, was like, yeah, like we don't, streamers should have to pay a license to stream the game. That it's a valid question in terms of like what's the value, but then you look at Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all trying to build these platforms where people are streaming these games, and it's like, okay, go ahead. The big streamers will pay the license because they have the support, and little people won't stream your game. And anybody who comes in with a different license, it's like these things don't exist in a bubble. Anybody who came in and said, hey, you can stream my game, you don't need to license it, all of a sudden that's where you'd see all the new people going, and those games would blow up. And the games that had to be licensed, nope. People would not play them. They would not stream them, and then thus they would go play what they could. It's an interesting world we live in, guys. Like, who could have thought like 10 years ago? It's like, okay, you have these internet celebrities. It's just fascinating. It's just, I don't know. I love the business aspect of it. It's a whole new level of what we were already doing. It's just like, this is what we used to do on the playgrounds, man. Like, we would just sit back and say, dude, I'm playing this game. It's amazing. And now we're doing the same thing, just like but you can actually see the game being played.
The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is...
Well, and that's one of the things, Sharon. Like Sharon points out, Blizzard doesn't care about the fans. They only care about the money. And it's like, I heard that it's like they've been really focusing on what actually makes them more money. You know? And like they like, yeah, we've lost so many subscribers, but revenue is up. We've lost so many subscribers, but revenue is up. Huh. That sounds like a problem. That sounds like a problem. That sounds like something that if I'm a player, that has me concerned. Yeah. Because it turns out you can lose subscribers and you can make more money by selling, you know, people more of the stuff. Yeah. All right, I'll open up Party Finder. It's 12:12. Daggum, that took a little bit of time. I might just see what I can do. What I have 15 minutes for? Who knows? Yeah. Well, I think it's what they've put that amount of work into, right? Regardless of 200K, like a celebrity. So I've been playing a lot with Tyler Ninja Blevins in this case, and he's been playing Final Fantasy XI. We play it together. We're in the same LS. He's a really awesome guy, huge Final Fantasy fan. But one of the things about him is like people don't associate him with Final Fantasy because that's not how he was discovered. That's not how he kind of came up into the content creation space. Everybody thinks the Fortnite guy, right? Yeah, like perfectly reasonable, totally understandable. And that's one of the things that it's like, well, you know, how do you transition that, right? Asmongold's in that same space, right? He's in the MMO space. He covers and talks about MMOs. He's reacted tons of times to Final Fantasy. And so it just seems like more of a natural thing. So like if all of a sudden, let's say, you know, Ryan Reynolds was like, I'm going to be streaming, you know, a game, you know, like, yeah, like that would be interesting. But it would be, it's not like there's this massive connection from movie star into streamer in that regards. All right, Andrew says, making more money by exploiting the vulnerable, it's only a problem if you're not a scumbag, so what's the problem? I guess we're talking about WoW store mounts. I think that's what it is like you have this sunken cost, and you're like, oh, that's where I don't like the fact that there's cash only mounts in the game itself. I would love it if they were in the game and they were just super low drop rate, like, and I'm talking about like insane low, but because like if your end game is, you know, wanting to collect all the mounts, like, well, yeah, you kind of have to pony up. But I think another side of it, though, is beyond that, is that there's a trust relationship when it comes to money in video games. We have a trust relationship with money in video games, and that relationship depends on, you know, that hey, we're going to do X, we're going to do Y. Yoshi P took over Final Fantasy XIV, and Final Fantasy XIV, I think on the back of 13 as well, lost the trust of gamers, in so much that it damaged Final Fantasy as a worldwide brand. Yoshi P said, we have to get the trust of the gamers back. How do you do that? You listen, you deliver, you work, and you communicate. And you have that relationship. What's up, Johnny? Guys, I love Johnny Mac Games. If you guys have not followed him, he's been on the podcast a few times. I encourage you, if you are interested in his kind of content, be sure to give him a look and see if it's something you want to see. I don't know. I haven't checked your sub count in a while. I'm wanting you to get that 1K, so it makes it easy. I'm selfish. So I just want to tag people whenever we have them on the podcast. But thanks for stopping by, Johnny. But with that, like, the Yoshi P has worked and toiled over the last 7 years, and he's built the trust. He's earned the trust. And gamers love to support games that they trust and games that they love. Like, I see people rail on MTX. And then at the same time, I'll see that same person like decry MTX, but then excuse it in another game. And the reason is that they trust the developer. They love that game. And there's nothing wrong with you spending your money however the heck you want. There's nothing wrong with you spending your money on a mount in WoW. But what we see though is that they couple their 6-month WoW mount giveaways, so people aren't frustrated. But then it's like, oh man, you get that FOMO, man. They get that FOMO up in your face, and then they got you on the line, and then it takes a lot of effort to break free of that. One of the things that keeps me from playing Destiny outside of the expansions is that current seasonal model, FOMO model that they've got. And they talked about lessening it, and that's where Halo's new model seems most intriguing. So I'm really excited to see how that performs. It's just weird that people still don't give internet celebs their due. I think it's just the new media versus the old media, Gossi. I think it's just new media versus old media. They don't understand it. They're maybe intimidated by it. They're frustrated by it, and I get it. Like, same thing with newspapers. That's why on occasion you'll see those articles like, oh yeah, this this paper, bashing these YouTubers and things like that. It's like, okay, they're doing it. They're getting their views. They're speaking to their audience, and then the YouTubers speaking to their audience, and it just kind of goes back and forth. You just finished the Hildebrand questline. Tip of the hat, Aaron. I have yet to finish that myself. I need to make time for that at some point. I've done the ARR ones. I just haven't gone all the way and done the Stormblood ones yet. Maybe I'll make a stream about that. I guess if we get to 1,000 likes on this stream. If you guys get to 1,000 likes on the stream, I'll do a Hildebrand story catch-up stream. There's a war brewing in the MMO world this year, Brian. It is coming. There's some big stuff coming. I'm excited for New World. I think for WoW refugees, that's another really interesting option for a lot of players who might not find Final Fantasy XIV appealing. 14's not going to appeal to everybody, but it's still 3 insta likes. Hey, all right, sweet. See, that's the thing. I got to get better at asking. One of the goals I have for the channel is I'd love to be at 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I don't know where I'm at. Let's see here. Let's just pull it up. It's thinking. And I have to do a better job at asking. 38,000. So, 38,000 subscribers. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll hit 50 by the end of this year. So thank you guys so much for that. Let's see here. Based off the current rate, yeah, we'll get to we'll probably be at 40 by the end of this month. And then, yeah, I think we're halfway through the year. When I started the year, we were at 20 something. So we're doing great. We're doing really good. Speaking of which, Mats, thanks for the subscribe. Astanio and Baki, thanks so much for hitting that subscribe button. There are 4 MMOs that are going to be contending for the top spot. Well, End of Dragons got delayed, Johnny. So End of Dragons update is going to be in January, which actually is really nice. Endwalker is spot on. I don't see that slipping from that date. Then you have ESO. They just had their update. New World's going to be kind of the big kid on the new kid on the street. New World's thing is that, and I was talking with Chris about this. I was like, "Are you going to play beta?" He's like, "No." I was like, "That makes sense." I'm playing the beta. I'm going to be playing on the 20th, the 21st, taking those days off. Going to dive in, get some guides. I've been working on a big video for it. I've been itching to get back into that game. There's something special about it, but when I say that, I go, there's no way that it's really going to be about the first 3 to 5 years. If Amazon keeps supporting and putting out content for that game, it's going to be, it could be a contender. And the key emphasis is on the word could. It could be a contender. There's some really cool stuff. We'll have to see. Beta will have a character wipe. Beta has a character wipe. The reason I'm playing it is from a content creator perspective. That way I can have hopefully some guides and some stuff ready to roll, for anybody coming to checking out the game, which will help with channel discoverability and which ultimately will help with hitting that goal of 50,000 subscribers. So, yeah. But I'm very much excited to dive back in. However, knowing that there's a character wipe, knowing that that's coming, that's why I'm not taking I'm not going to spend too much time with the beta in terms of I have to play, because I'm going to play. I'm going to play with my friends. I've been really missing playing since I played last year, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to playing with my wife, and hopefully we'll have a really good time. WoW 14, New World, and one more. Telling you now. What's the fourth one in your mind? Because I don't think Blue Protocol's coming out this year. I'm excited about that. There are going to be some interesting events going on down this year. I do agree. Lost Ark, I don't know, man. I like Lost Ark. I really enjoyed playing it. I've been debating on going back and picking up my Korean character again. Swords of Legends Online launches on the 9th. So that's coming out right now. It's a secret. Dude, what the hell, man? You teasing me in chat? Lost Ark's a lot of fun. Lost Ark's a lot of fun. I think it could definitely do well. The only concern I have with Lost Ark is that is there going to be content afterwards, right? Like, are they still doing some stuff? I'm playing 11 Classic right now. I mean, not the second, but I was playing that last night. Just a feeling. You're working on a video? Well, I'm looking forward to your video, man. That's a good tease. It's a good tease. Like, is Riot's MMO launching this year? I like, that would be surprising. Yeah, I think having a wait-and-see approach on New Worlds is probably going to be the smart bet. Because we don't know what Amazon will do. I hope they'll do and add more content and keep making the game, but we'll see. See, the South Korean market is one side of it. So, but if people like it and they love it and they've been waiting for it, they're going to support it. Like, they're not going to be bothered by how it's monetized. Like, nobody cares. Like, at the end of the day, the only people who care about how a game is monetized is people who don't like the game. You know, that's just how I see it. But from there, it ties into the, like, is there more development on it? Because if it's not continuing being developed, yeah, it's out, it's here, you play it, and then, for a long, I mean, it's got a lot of content, but, like, the hope is that they continue to release new content. Now, I haven't tried Crowfall. I have not, KS. So, Gassi says, I know this sounds crazy, but what if you had to pay 20 to 30 pre-patch in an MMO if it was 14's patch cycle, COVID not included, like the DLC, but no cash shop? Again, I don't know if it's a compromise. It's just a thought. I guess essentially what that would look like in my mind, how that plays out, would be that if the subscription fee increased, but it didn't. Subscription fees haven't increased since the 90s, for the MMOs, right? Here's the other thing we got to think about. Just kind of like food for your thought, like when you're talking to people online, at least how I process it. You do not have to adopt my theories on stuff here. Hey, what's going on, Fat Bob? Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Welcome to the Soul Nation. If you classify Game Pass as an MMO or as a theme park in that regards, I think theme parks are going to have to really kind of rethink what makes an MMO an MMO. And I say that because $15 a month for Game Pass, you have MMOs in there. You got every attraction under the sun, new content coming out every week. Every week. The theme park has been built off of that $15 model. I think they have to change. I think the future of the MMO is what I call a sand park. I think what's going to separate MMOs is kind of what made them special to begin with. I think the theme park is great at bringing gamers into a game because it kind of makes it safe, right? We've got this attraction, we've got this attraction, we've got this attraction. Sand park-based games end up, I think, having way more life and staying power over a theme park because a theme park relies on new attraction being built out, right? And that at a pace cannot compete, devs cannot keep up. And WoW's basically collapse right now is evidence of that, if that makes any kind of sense. Yeah, we got our keys for solo, so I don't know if I'm going to play it this weekend, but we will see. Hopefully you have a good time with it. It works great on controller. It works really good on controller. I might have to sit down and make some controller guides for it. Assuming I have the time. Assuming I have the time. I don't want to sit here and people be like, oh, he's, like, I like making guides. That's what I enjoy. Yeah, New World I'm excited about. So I'm gonna stream some of the beta, and then I'm gonna play at launch. And I think that's probably what I'll play up until the launch of Endwalker. I don't know if I'm gonna play Lost Ark here or not. Like I just don't know. Like I have a tendency to bite off more than I can chew in terms of like, hey, have 5 kids. Hey, you know, like spend time with the family. And then it's like, oh, try to also level up in these games. It's like, well, something's gonna give, and I'm not gonna put games over my family any day of the week. Well, and then what makes an MMO massive? Right. I've said that. It's that we've seen kind of like MMOs are, I think, on the verge of a new golden age in that regards because of how technology has evolved. But MMOs, like the games we're playing, are still a decade old, right? It takes a lot of work, a lot of guts. Like that's one of the things when you step into New World, you feel immediately. When you cut down your first tree in that game, you're like, holy freaking crap, what is happening? It actually cuts down the tree. That tree's gone. That's exactly why you don't think there's enough space for new MMOs. New MMO, like Amazon's going to have a hard time competing with Endwalker. They're going to have a hard time because, like, Final Fantasy is my home. What am I playing on the 19th of November? It's not New World. I mean, unless the servers crash for 14, which I doubt that. And then the other side of it, like stuttering, it's almost time for me to head downstairs and go be with the family. Well, and it's not just with Crowfall. Like I hope every game is good when they come out, but right now, literally just looking at it and saying, we'll see what's gonna happen. Johnny, when's your video going up so I can watch it? Is that gonna be going up later tonight so I can watch that? Yeah, Crowfall is I think it's somewhat of they call it a throne simulator or something like that. Not tonight, too much to do today. Well, I'm looking forward to your video on whatever this 4th pillar MMO that you're teasing is. Can't wait to hear about it. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll be live tomorrow, dual streaming. Thanks for the 50 likes. Just a little short of the 1,000, but let me know what kind of crazy like challenges we can put out there, and I'll see if we can do some fun stuff on the stream. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see, let me make sure I get the names right. It's thinking. It said no super chats or members. That's not true at all. We've had $10 in super chats and 1 new member joining the membership club. Brian with the 2 super chats, thank you very much. And Geekgasm, thank you so much for hitting the $1 a month membership club. Appreciated the support. With y'all's support, hopefully I'll be releasing a video game in 2022. We'll see. Oh my goodness! Oh, what's happening?
It's the queen!
Are you the queen?
Yeah.
All right, yes, my queen. All right, guys.
And it's time to be done.
Okay, I love y'all. See y'all.